Get the frustration out.
For sure.
It's better to get it out on a field or a thing.
Yeah. Should we guys pause and start the podcast?
That's an excellent place to start.
Welcome
Hi,
to the
hello,
Far
and
Side.
welcome to the Far Side. I'm your host. My name is Austin, or as I've been getting called on Twitter a lot.
I was gonna say Austin the Great, but
we have Thigh Man here, and we have Thigh Girl.
yes.
The Wonder Twins
let her
have been
out?
activated. Like lady, come on.
No, it's just a leg.
Women's
kinda
bodies
white.
have been
Oh, look how white I look.
made illegal since Trump's thing.
Well, no one can see. I even have this.
As long
mic
as you
stand
don't flash
covering
the
my
camera,
crotch.
because I am not capable enough at editing
I'm
to
wearing
blur
underwear.
out your.
Hold on.
your
You're gonna have
how's
to bleep
this?
out like your starting
How about a shin?
slur.
I
No,
look
dude, I'm leaving that
very
in. I want to
pale.
absolutely nuke us in the algo.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. If it isn't bleed, we're nuked.
Yes, for those who are unaware, I have decided to do a bit of an investigative dive to the alt-right internet space, and let me tell you, if you make jokes that have any level of nuance or maybe less than like slapstick obviousness, you will be called a lot. It's kind of funny.
There's got to be another word on the left for that because it's the same ideology, but there's got to be like if you nuance it doesn't
not
place on either side. Oh yeah, see?
Yeah, they just
the N word.
Yeah, well, it's the other N word. The other N word.
If you don't like someone, they're see.
Yeah, because of our grandfather's heritage, we can technically say the other N word. We just have to throw a lot of sand in front of it.
Well,
I wouldn't.
If we're at that many separations of degrees, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if someone gave you the card, but
No,
just don't take it.
I have had the conversations with a few black friends, and they think my take is kind of funny, but also like, because like in high school or middle school, when people found out our heritage, that our grandfather's from Iraq and Armenian.
Yeah, you guys are clearly not white.
Not fully now. We're sort of ethnic Rorschach tests. Really, whatever you think we are.
Yeah.
You always get someone in the middle,
you assume
like
we are.
Russian.
I get a lot of
I
Jew.
don't know what I thought ever.
Oh, I get a lot of Jew.
But you don't.
That's the thing. If you actually know Jews, I look more like Sephardic Jewish.
Yeah, I guess I don't know enough about Jews because people also thought I was Jewish.
You do kind of look Jewish, but that's because you're Central European, and a lot of Ashkenazi Jews come from Central Europe.
It just goes back to my big nose.
You don't have a big nose.
I feel
I've grown into it. I have. I have. If you look at photos of me when I was younger, I just feel like no.
I don't.
Everything's
Well, your
gotten
nose
bigger.
keeps
I remember
growing as you
you-
get older.
I know it's a horrible thing.
I remember
And
you
your
back in the
ears?
day, and
Yeah.
you know what? Your nose was not too big.
Okay. Well, people always commented on it. They're like, you could land a plane inside of it.
Well, that's because it's Newport, and let's face it, we went to the like Mean Girls high school. Like,
Yeah.
people were talking about what's it called when I was in West Hollywood, the Sydney Sweeney starter off. Girl Entourage.
What?
What? I'm not. Well, I know
Sydney Sweeney is in it. It's the high school show about
Euphoria.
all the girls. Euphoria.
Yeah.
It was essentially like girl high school Entourage, but
But that show's crazy.
it was.
So was Entourage
So many
when you
people-
look back at it.
So many people told me about it, and I was just
You didn't watch Euphoria?
no, because I went to that high school.
No. Euphoria was dark and traumatizing. Like it was.
I
Going
heard-
to Harbor was not nearly as bad as that show.
I heard some deeply dark and traumatizing stories from people.
Yeah, I guess maybe I just wasn't living like the worst existence.
I would hear stories from friends that were very dark.
I wasn't a drug
I feel
addict,
like a
so I
lot
can't
of
relate
high schools
to
are probably really
I,
dark.
I had some
Yeah.
friends that were bordering on that like drug addict territory in high school, and some of them, I mean, completely fell off.
What a
into
time to be an
world.
addict. I mean, I know a lot of people who suffered with addiction in high school and, shortly after, which, yeah, I just didn't have the balls to be into drugs. Although I did experiment with drugs more in high school than any other time. It was always ecstasy, and it was always not good because I did a lot of it and no one was ever like, you're doing too much. And so I just kept doing.
Because no one knew.
No, I think people knew and no one was like cared about communicating. And so I was always like, why is this so intense and crazy?
Does explain a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Does
yeah,
explain a
fuck
lot.
ecstasy. I took 2 pills the first time I tried it, and then I always took like 2 every time after, and it was so insane.
That'll kind of break your brain's pleasure centers for a while.
It wasn't good. And I also, before doing it for the first time, spent an extensive amount of time on the internet, like looking up what ecstasy does to your brain. So I came in with a fearful mindset, which I think was a terrible idea.
It does not.
Well, if you do it a lot, it is a problem.
I think I did it like 7 or 8 times.
The study in
years.
which 20-something monkeys were taken and given ecstasy for 120 days, 90 days, then they cut their heads, euthanized them, cut their heads open, studied it under the microscope, MRIs, cut it up to see like, oh, there's a bunch of holes in it. They, basically blasted all their pleasure center pathways open. Very few people do ecstasy like that, except crazy hardcore ecstasy addicts.
Of course. But that's what I thought was happening immediately. Holes in the brain.
I was told that by a college professor.
Well, it's the
she would like to freak everyone out. She would just be like, I'm standing here and, ice cream scoops every time you do it. And I love telling the story because every time there's at least 5 or 6 people in the front row up looking at you, just like, oh. And she looked up at me like, oh, you're doing all those kind of drugs, aren't you? And I was just like, no, I just smoke weed.
But
believe it or not.
I also remember a teacher in high school. Do you remember Miss? Did you have her?
Yeah.
Oh my! I loved her.
Guys, let's careful name drops.
I know you are making me do a lot of work.
Oh, bleeping is hard.
It actually takes a lot more time than you might think.
Whatever. Okay, so she told me or told us, the class, a story about this friend of hers that dropped acid and forever saw cockroaches crawling up, like this traumatizing story about, and I was just like, you guys are gaslighting us right now.
Not everyone, but realistically, not everyone should do psychedelics. I been firsthand to help people that probably shouldn't have been doing psychedelics more than once. And that was always kind of a natural element of trip culture, was helping people through those initiatory steps.
Yeah.
And it was really more of a thing for us growing up that you were told this is a really difficult maybe thing that could be kind of gnarly. Eating a bunch of mushrooms, like no one microdosed. No one said just eat one. Everyone said you got to eat half the bag.
Yeah, we didn't.
We
didn't do any sort of moderation, I don't think.
Well, but it did gatekeep a lot of people from doing psychedelics that otherwise wouldn't, and we're now seeing a bunch of people doing them thinking it's all this like super positive experience that it's going to be massively healing and I'm just going to run and do it off by myself.
Yeah.
So that teacher that you had probably had a lot of underlying anxiety.
Obviously.
And or maybe some just trauma stuff from childhood, neglect, abuse. It doesn't even have to be like big. It just has to be there. And it can come up very easily in a psychedelic trip if a person is not in the right mindset, or I think in places that are unnatural. So say your classroom, this place, a home can make it feel more like vibey and good if it's, well suited, well vibed out. But tripping in nature and listening to the silence and the sounds around you, I think fundamentally resets our brains in ways we have, some of us, evolved to. Cults throughout history and religious ceremonies have often involved psychedelic experiences because some people have always felt the need to take psychedelics. It has kind of a biological reset, whether it be through our vagus nerve and the stimulation or destimulation therein, or by just giving us a chemically altered perception of reality that takes us away from our everyday reality and thus has us seeing things a little differently when we come back. And people attribute that to some sort of enlightening experience or godlike experience, but really what it is neurogenesis. You're giving your brain space to create new pathways, and that can be good or it can be chaotic. It's often not as bad as people tend to think, but some people get hallucinatory persistence disorder, or persistent hallucinatory disorder, where they basically have like a single psychedelic experience, or maybe they do a lot, but often it's a person does once. Usually it seems like they do it at a more developmental stage in their brain. Like it doesn't happen as often with adults as it does happen with children or teenagers or young adults. Um, and it's like a persistent schizophrenia.
Yeah.
People have visual snow, depersonalization. It's sort of like they trip, but they never visually come down and often end up in a place of depersonalization and other things. We look back on history and call that sometimes like the mystic journey of just having a very intense psychedelic or psychological, physical, painful experience that takes you forcibly away from who you were, who you used to be. And that used to be a thing that was known as being a treacherous path, a path that some people would fall off of. It was hippie washed deeply as something that, oh, everyone can do because you just need to believe in yourself because all the power is in you and you believe in you, and believing in you is all you needed to do because believing in you was what you didn't do because your dad didn't believe in you, because your mom didn't believe in you, because someone didn't believe in you, because someone called you names. And it's like, no. Like the psychedelic path or mystical path or all these things, it's something more similar to, I don't know, hey, being an engineer. Some people have the brain to be an engineer. Some people can learn to be an engineer. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Some people are naturally born engineers. They're weird freaks and pretty rare, but they're cool.
Weird freak, Tyler.
I am.
Tyler is both. He's a trained engineer and born engineer.
You saying that is so deeply validating for me right now in this moment. I'm just like you have no idea like what it means to hear you say that, because I've had multiple people tell me that I need to like have like a deeply spiritual moment with drugs or like DMT or what. And I'm like, no. Like my brain is not built for that. I don't like hallucinating. I don't think it would bring me closer to myself, closer to God, closer to whoever.
And that's okay.
And I know that sobriety for me has been more beneficial because I did trip the fuck out on mushrooms once when I didn't expect to. And I remember thinking, I actually don't think I ever valued my sober mind and like how valuable that is to me until this moment where I was like, am I ever going to come out of this? And yes, it was very confrontational in ways that were scary and beneficial, but ultimately that was not something that was for me or something that I found value in. Like it wasn't a bad trip, but it was bad for me. Like I don't want to experience something like that. So that, oh my God. The people who are of the same mindset as you, but who don't see it the way you do, who have told me that I should do drugs to do it that way, it's like, it's infuriating. It's like frustrating.
It's why I completely kind of got out of that world, was I kept encountering like this cognitive dissonance of overconfident idiots that were way ahead of their skis.
Yeah.
And it was difficult because they assumed I was directly part of their spiritual but not religious movement. And it's like, no, I'm, if anything, a mystic that had some head injuries and has to do a lot of things that have been historically attributed to mystical persona behavior, because that's stuff that actually helps people with head injuries.
Totally.
So like meditation and the occasional psychedelic experience does have like a flushing effect that aids neurogenesis, which can be damaged or, sent into disrepair so that your natural biological rhythms for that brain health have been disrupted and you need to aid it chemically. However, constantly doing it can, be a little too much. And I've definitely seen some people kind of spiral and lose themselves. And some of them, mostly come back because the things are pretty well held, but there's certainly within, like, I mean, I knew a lot of people that were doing the psychedelic stuff that, they liked, they just liked being kind of like the hippie tourist. Like, they liked being part of the community. It felt kind of like church. Maybe they grew up in a church and they didn't have that because they sort of left the Christian faith.
Yeah.
And they wanted something that felt like that. But it had a lot of disingenuous language to the feelings that they wanted to create.
For
a lot
sure.
of brother this, sister that. A lot of like, oh my God, I love you so much. And all these things where it's like, a lot of it just felt sort of like people trying too hard at a certain point to force a mystical experience for themselves. And it was always refreshing to interact with people that were more grounded within that space. But they
Yeah.
were few and far between.
Yeah, for 100%. I've
So-
met a lot of people in that space, and I was just like, you're a hack.
Yeah, God, whatever God is, God bless the good people in that work, because they are good people and they
Yeah.
do have to put up with there being a lot of idiots.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who could probably be called both an idiot and at least a wannabe good person, there were definitely times where I was like, this is almost antithetical to like how I am as a person.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way, but just in a way that there's so much cultural ignorance and a lack of understanding about how the stuff works, because it's been like Harry Potter washed. Like it's become this magical, fanciful religion cult thing that does have a defined set of beliefs, that does have a defined set of acting criteria and ritual and all these things. And it's evolved in places like Los Angeles, Sedona. We have all these semi-sacred places. Boulder is certainly one of them. But, New York, there's probably more ceremonies going on in New York City than there is in like Lima, Peru.
It's religion on the other side. Have you had any profound psychedelic experiences?
Not really. Haven't really done much of any of that. So for me, something like tried a long time ago just ended up being just not my thing.
Yeah. Like
So-
tripping on
Mhm.
thing, like hallucinating on what?
Well, so like back in college, just during those times, did some shrooms, but it just wasn't a good experience because
Yeah.
we just kind of like Austin said earlier, we just did
Ate
like
a
a whole
bunch.
bag,
Yeah.
first time doing it. Like, we did all this research and
Oh,
just ended up
terrible
being just
idea.
like a very intense experience. Like maybe a little too intense for me. When I was coming off, I like found like actual ticks on me, and that just freaked me out too because we did like out in the woods.
I was in Big Sur. I was like, this is a great place. No, not when you're not in the right state of mind, or ever. I don't know if I ever would be. Like, I've never done acid, and I never would. Because isn't it just like hallucinating no matter what? No matter how much you take?
No.
Yeah, you have to take over a certain threshold for
I just
something to
don't like
happen.
hallucinating. I hallucinated the first time I took ecstasy because whatever was in it, because you never know what's in ecstasy. But
Well-
Jesus Christ, I was seeing some shit. It was so scary.
That's also because you were, what, how old? 13, 14?
15.
15. Yeah, so like you're super young. Your brain's going to be kind of in like an overdrive.
It was scary.
That's why they say kids shouldn't be doing those drugs, because the brain is a little too sensitive.
That's what happens when, your boyfriend is a drug addict. Which I
Yeah.
didn't know, actually. But the guy that I dated was a drug addict, and I had no idea.
Should've
Which is-
known.
We grew up in the early stages of the opioid epidemic.
Yeah.
I knew a lot of kids that were on pills in high school.
He's sober now and very successful. Bless
Good
his
for him.
heart. Yeah, he's a good guy.
He learned how to be a hustler as a kid.
Dude, he's
Some got it
He's
out of their
doing the
system in high
most.
school. Some
Well,
in
in an
college.
affluent area. Yeah.
Mhm. Totally.
Well, and also just the era in which we were living in, where many people's parents were having back surgeries or
Yeah.
knee injuries or all these things, and then
True,
they were
I don't
just
wanna be harsh
given
towards
this
them.
massive bottle of OxyContin or Vicodin, and it's like, here's 120 pills of heavy duty muscle relaxants or opioids.
Yep.
And very few parents ever like went through all of them, but none of them really thought like, oh, my kids are going to take these and just chill the f- out. And
I
party.
partied on pills a lot. in high
Yeah, I knew a
school.
lot of kids that would go to dances on pills.
Yeah, somas.
Somas were the thing.
Big, huge.
I always thought that was so dystopian because it reminded me of Brave New World, the Somas.
I just didn't even think about it. I took a full
I did. It was so dark.
Xanax bar and drank.
Yeah.
And you like black out for days.
Yeah. Oh, no. I
Days.
knew multiple people that had a similar experience.
I had a fraternity brother back in the day. He had to go to rehab for Xanax because it just took over him for like a while, and it was like getting scary near the end where it's like, dude, you really need to get some help.
It's so intense. It really is. You forget what you did the day before, the day you did it, the day after. It's just like a full haze. I don't think I would ever do Xanax for any reason, like ever. I know people like to take it before flights.
That is technically why.
Well, if you need it, then yeah.
Substance.
But at the same time,
right?
That should be prescribed to you by a doctor.
I see now.
Yeah, and you're also supposed to be taking a small section of it.
I know. Again,
I think the understanding in
lack of
drug
education
culture of America is a little too, oh, I take the pill makes me better.
Yeah.
It's way too mama's little helper. And the thing is drugs have gotten exponentially stronger in some ways.
Yeah.
And also exponentially weaker. That's why we can take a Tylenol and it's like, well, this feels good. But then back in the day, you could go get like a bunch of Quaaludes for nothing, sneezing.
I know.
I mean, they used to give kids arsenic for coughing. Like,
it really does.
That was
relax the
medicine in the 1909.
Obviously, cancer.
You've got the sniffles? Here's some cocaine. It'll break the mucus up in your nose.
Well, this would probably be a good time to plug
Fair.
in that
Pretty awesome.
we do not condone anyone taking drugs that is not prescribed by your doctor.
If you are going to
I
take
don't
drugs
condone
without your doctor,
prescription medication.
if you are going to take drugs
Okay,
without your doctor's
extreme.
knowledge, just don't be an idiot. Be smart. Be aware that nature does not care about you, and might make things hard.
My favorite thing to think about is that the sun is going to swallow the earth. Your lineage will not be passed on. So
That's just what you keep telling yourself while you swallow kids.
back to the swallowing. What?
You were the one talking about your lineage dying out. I don't know anyone that's killed more.
No, it's just the
lineages than
phrasing
you.
he used.
I cannot be the woman who has swallowed the most cum.
You're like the dragon slayer
Okay.
of the group.
Jesus.
I'd like to think I'm that bitch, but I was having this theoretical conversation with someone.
So how many millions?
I was like, what if because there's it's called like SLA or something. It's like sex addiction anonymous.
Sex and love addiction.
Okay, yes, SLA. I was like, I would be like a dick sucking anonymous member, but then I started thinking about what that actually meant.
That's
If
just
I was
called
addicted to dick sucking, I'd be sucking anyone's dick, and that is horrifying to conceptualize. And I had to stop there because I was like, yuck.
Yeah, I could
think
imagine.
very few.
I love it,
people-
but not that much.
I think very few people are actually.
You can say you can
blowjob
enjoy it without
addicts.
being
I
like-
think they're mostly penetrative sex addicts.
Yeah, and I don't have a dick, so I can't relate to that.
I don't know. Neither.
I have never met a nymphomaniac. I have met one woman that when way back in the day I was in therapy, I brought it up to my therapist because she was very confusing to or kind of like what felt like a first couple dates interaction. And it was very warm physically, but then all of a sudden super cold in ways that would just kind of felt like almost like she realized something and then would have to run away from the thing. It wasn't like it was anything weird or untoward, at least, that was my thing. And I brought it up to him. So I was just like, I don't know, it's confusing. And he was like, honestly, it kind of sounds like she might have been a recovering sex addict. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
never even occurred to me. But that does kind of explain a couple women I've dated where you were just like, this whole thing is so strange, but also, I don't know, dating in LA is just strange.
Yes.
You know, like there are weird people. As one of the weird people
Yeah.
who probably has some dirty, dirty tea on him on the tea app, like,
Oh yeah, I forgot
let's
that they
face
made
it,
like
you were
a
supposed to like look
an
me up.
app for that. Like where they
No,
were
you're gonna
talking
look
shit on
Tyler?
men. Do you remember that app where they
Mm.
were literally like blasting dudes and by like full name, and girls would go on this app and just talk shit and be like, "This guy's got a small dick. This guy's whatever
Which
they
app
would
was
say."
that?
I don't remember.
I
But
did think I know
they're
what you're
kind of
talking
like
about.
bringing it back.
It was called the tea app
Was it really?
back in the day.
I don't remember, but
No,
they're
this
like
was
bringing it
recently.
back.
It's called the one recently is called the tea app.
Okay, so that's the new one where it's now being postured as like an app to protect women against
Yes.
predators. And I'm like, I can see that as like an angle to sell it, but it's just like a talking man slamming app.
Well,
It's-
now every man app has a profile, and you can have a behind the scenes look of someone who has a very high bias against them.
And of course, someone went and both hacked that, and then someone else went and created a new one that was like the Tea on Tea app or something. And it was all about men talking the same kind of dating on women if they found them on the Tea app. And it was a whole thing of like, you really didn't see this coming?
Right. I mean,
Idealistically, yes.
Isn't that what
Having
Rhea
a
is?
space, but having a
Right.
space
Raya.
maybe in your area that could be like, hey, I'm about to go on a date with this guy. Oh, turns out he's got a bunch of arrests and like actual, you know, maybe even prison time for
Right.
domestic assault, battery. Like, great. Don't go on that date, maybe.
I
Well,
have
take his phone number. You can find all that information.
I don't think
Yeah,
I've
but you
ever
have to
done a-
sign up for like the people background
yeah,
search
I've
apps and
never
all
done
these
that.
other things, and it's a whole thing.
I have spent
Mhm.
time
And plus,
with
a
a
lot of data
lot of
brokers.
different people, men, because you know I'm not bisexual or lesbian, but
Mm. Just figured that out.
anyways,
My backwards hat and long flowing curls. I'm the lesbian of the group,
yeah, that's true.
mustache included.
But I would say most of the men that I interacted with were not predators. Not to say that there aren't a lot of predators, but there are a lot of people in the world. So to create an app to be like, men are predators and we need to like pinpoint these motherfuckers, that's just like you trying to pretend that you are looking out for women to have a good marketing campaign for your app that's actually just like a shit talking app.
Mhm.
And that goes exactly to the point of you and I talking earlier today about when I was like, are men okay? And you're like, no, but women aren't
Women are
either.
not. No, women
It
aren't
is-
either.
It really is like across the board.
Yeah.
Like people are not okay.
I don't know if that is a affliction of the human condition, because it does seem more baked into things. However, other cultures seem to have a better handle on things. I don't know if that's me just looking at things with rose-colored glasses, and what really it is like the generational trauma of the old country is keeping people in these confined cultural prisons that they're never breaking out of due to generations of poverty and a lack of education, social services, public services, basic sanitation, water, plumbing. Like, you know, it gets really difficult. It gets really easy to sort of romanticize it and almost like missionary wash it, where, you know, the white people will go and save them.
Yeah. Well, how
Um,
about Tyler? Can you tell us? Well, I know that you've also used dating apps. I feel like I'm not an expert on this because I
I've been
haven't.
getting dogged on dating apps recently.
But like you are,
Killing
a guy on dating apps who is doing the things.
Mhm.
How are women doing?
On the apps, how are they doing?
How do you think they're doing?
How do I think they're doing? To be honest, like everyone else, just trying to figure it out and get through this world. And I mean, for me, the apps, it's just speed dating. You hope that like something goes long term and you actually get to like kind of feel someone out. But I guess think when it comes to kind of like everything that's going across with the different apps, it feels a lot of speed dating. So at first everything's a little nervous and difficult because you're meeting someone for the first time. And half the time, I'm assuming all the women are like, let's just hope you're not a creep and
Mhm.
someone who's just not going to hurt me. Once they get past that, it's like, okay, are they actually fun and engaging and all
Yeah.
that too? which, and then, after that is, are this someone I would want to see myself going and vibing with? And so how are the women doing? They're probably doing a decent amount of calculus in their head, and also just like
reverse imaging searching you on the T app, because
But
that's what
isn't
you
it
can
like
do.
doing too much? Like, because then the grass is always greener. There's always someone else I can swipe on to see if it's like a little bit more interesting or this or that. Because
The abundance of choice is paralyzing decision making.
100%, because you are incredible. And why wouldn't someone want to pursue getting to know you more? It takes a really long time to get to know someone to the point where you're like, I actually really enjoy your company and I'm like falling for you, because we're so obsessed with the idea of like instant gratification and like the lies that we're fed about falling in love at first sight and all of these other things that we don't even know how to give people like a fair shot of being in our lives anymore.
People
Also
have
dating-
gotten
Sorry.
real fast. People have gotten too used to disguising themselves for like 3 to 6 months. Like they have too much practice at it.
Oh
now.
my God, I'm so bad at that.
Me too.
It's
Honestly.
it's why you're on here. We think you're a genuine person, so you'd be good at the podcasting. But I've noticed it with like Tyler's dating stories, my dating stories from the dating apps, and other people's, is that it's got people have too much practice just at hiding who they really are for 3 to 6 months,
It's
and
so crazy.
it makes it way too easy to think that you're dating someone that you're really not, and they're getting too much practice. And men and women, no one's excluded from this behavior. That like all of a sudden you thought it was going great, but that's because it's easy to fake it for 3 dates, 4 dates, and all of a sudden you're getting ghosted, or just kind of stops responding, or you get a text message or a phone call just being like, hey, like I don't really see things going there. Meanwhile, it's been a month, or 2 months, and everyone just goes, well, that's dating, but you're just sort of like, it's been 8 years.
No, that's good. My mom went on a date with this guy. They had like a phone date first and like went great. And then they met up in person, and she gets home and I was like, how was your date? And she was like, I have to send them the Dear John letter. This just right to the point, cuts to the chase.
Waste no time.
She's like, I enjoyed my time with you, but I just don't think that it's a match.
Yeah.
But our generation is not like that.
Well, a little bit, I think.
You think so? Have you had women straight up be like, I don't think you're the one, Tyler?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
In those situations, you're just like, what can you do? It's either some guys are just get incredibly mad. I'm just like,
I've been sitting next to him
Or
on the couch when he's gotten the text message.
But that is fair.
It just sucks. You're just like, okay, well.
Yeah.
But also it is just time. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? I'm going to be that person that you just despise, but that's just dating.
Yeah.
No, it is really, I mean, it's annoying, but it's just like, you know what can you kind of do in some of those situations?
It's the game. And I think especially out here, Orange County, compared to Los Angeles, people are much more used to meeting each other outside of their silo, where Orange County people are so siloed and used to their routine that if they meet someone or see someone that they're intrigued or attracted to out in the wild, a lot of times they're so like teacher out of school sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't prepared for this situation. I'm not dressed up. I'm not looking the way I want to be in this situation. Too many preconceived notions and high performing planning type people that go, I was supposed to meet this person 4 years ago and have kids 2 years ago, and we were supposed to get married in Turks and Caicos. And they had their whole like life set up when they were like 16.
Yeah, I can't relate to that.
I'm watching a few of them unravel on social media, and it is delicious.
I do love a good train wreck.
Oh, I believe there are people watching my social media journey and absolutely enjoying the train wreck ride. I like to think of myself as some beat up truck that keeps just kind of going. Like one of those little Yodas with a 50 cal on the back.
Guys, have we ever considered the fact that maybe we're just boring and terrible people, so that's why no one wants to date us?
No one has ever called me boring.
I know for a fact.
That actually is true. You're definitely not.
I know
Terrible,
for a
maybe.
fact I am not boring.
Yeah.
Terrible? I'm sure there's a couple people who could say that I am pretty terrible. But like,
yeah.
We are two fucking peas in a pod.
We are.
This is what we come to
I like to go for
every
kind of-
time we do this. I'm like,
I like to go for kind of annoying
friends?
instead.
We're way too simpatico. So like I have been sent memes about me being like the the unpredictable,
Emotionally unavailable.
I can't even say the word.
I got
Emotionally
you.
unavailable, like aloof guy. And
You are not aloof, but emotionally unavailable, I would say.
I can be quite aloof until you recognize that it's actually just neurodivergence.
I'm
Once
starting
you're
to believe it the more I get to know you. I was talking to Tyler about this. I was like, Austin is definitely autistic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a therapist or psychologist. I'm not diagnosing.
Yeah, he disagreed, but I was like, that's the conclusion I have come to in my
You know what I was told
opinion.
by a therapist or by actually like a diagnosing psychologist? I'll out myself right now.
Tell me.
Happy to do it. Because of the presence of childhood head injuries, they cannot diagnose autism because it's like a
It's
contradictory
like after.
factor. Well, it's a definitive cause of neurological problems that because it happens during development, they don't have the overwhelming data or studies to do on kids to discern, do head injuries cause autism or does other things cause autism? But because we know it's the head injuries, we can't do,
maybe it's autism.
we can't do Nazi
Could be all the
doctor
above.
studies on a bunch of kids to be like, okay, we'll take this group and we'll give half of them head injuries and the other half we won't. We'll see if the head injury people come up autistic.
I think worse things have happened. I feel
They
like
should just build
that
more
study is on
They
the
have.
horizon.
I wouldn't be surprised. But like getting back to it, because of the presence of childhood head injuries, I was not meeting the criteria for an autism diagnosis. However, he recommended that if people ask about how the head injuries affected my cognition or development, it's that it basically gave me symptom clusters or behavior that is very similar to autism.
Okay. All right. Autism.
Exactly.
We should just have like our saying be we're here for the tism.
Do you like being squeezed?
Uh,
I do. And someone was like, "You're autistic," and I was like, "I just am codependent."
it's that's the thing. There are a lot of things that are called like autism or any sort of like personality disorder and whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it's just some people just have quirky behavior.
I know.
Like,
I
was
we've
eccentric.
talked about that.
I accepted myself as eccentric in college. You know,
It took you that long.
Yeah.
High school is brutal.
What about
we also
you?
got to say shout out to like the people who actually like are going through some of these issues and like overcome and how they're handling it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a real thing. That's why I do think that we've diluted like neurodivergence where everyone's like, I'm autistic. And I'm like, okay, well, you're completely negating everyone else's very real experience where they didn't have friends growing up or where everything was really, really difficult for them.
What I love about my brother here is he completely dismissed that I was like, oh no, I have a very certain difficulties due to legitimate brain conditions.
Yeah, no,
and you were
as
just
he
like,
should.
Let's not dismiss other people
As
that are
he
blah, blah, blah.
should.
And it's like, nah, dude.
Yeah, Austin.
It was not meant to be a to anyone. I guess it's more the general audience to be inclusive. But you know what? Maybe it came off in a different way.
Freudian
No,
slip,
that's
bud.
what you're here for. You're here to make us look less like sociopaths.
Impossible.
Yeah, that's true. Good luck.
It's a hard job. I'm not
To
doing well.
Tyler's point, don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep moving. Stop fighting. Realize that you can just walk away and do other things. Choose to live a life of happiness and fulfillment. Discover maybe what your passion is. You might have a few passions. Your passion may not be monetizable. That is okay. Continue to pursue your passion. It may help you monetize other elements of your life or just show up better for your life or your job. Be present, get that promotion. Realize that you too can be an entrepreneur. Sell courses online, become an influencer. There are many, many options for you. Do not give up. That's letting all the people who have made you feel like losing and giving up win. Do not let them win. At best, steal victory away from them. Do not give them the conditions for satisfaction. Move on.
You were talking about that? I
I was just gonna say love it. No, he just went on a spiel to the
I was
audience.
like, wait, I thought we were talking about if women were okay. I was gonna say they're not, and you were giving them way more credit. But I liked that. That was very like
Male, female, outside, in between, upside
You went
down,
back 5
therein.
steps.
No, I liked that.
Thank you.
Can
No,
we
I
do some
thought
daily
that was very
affirmations
inspiring. Way to go, bro.
Believe it or not, I used to work in the spirituality type world. Blah, 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 blah.
But I really
Public-
thought that you were
public
going to
group
give me a
prayer
little
is
bit more
important.
of an insight of if women were okay, because I'm like, well, I'd be hanging out with some of these bitches, and I can tell you right now,
I used to
I think no
act
one's
as
They're
a
not.
quasi-confessionalist, and I don't think they ever have been. I think there was just more currency for men and women, adults in America, to be more tight-lipped about their problems. And recently, it's really been just declared open season to like identify way too much with the things that make you a victim
yeah,
rather than identify with the elements of yourself that are resilient or are strong or are capable of dealing with the slings and arrows of life, because life is difficult. Life has always been difficult.
yeah, of
We
course.
just grew up in a very cushy time, respective of other things. It doesn't take away the suffering of alienation or
Yes,
ostracization
I know what you
or
mean.
the problems that come with modern life. But like, we did not have to worry about running water or, or
Right.
taking a in an outhouse
Yeah.
behind the school.
Totally.
So in terms of that stuff, like very privileged upbringing and things that create a new set of struggles that people, I think, overly identify with if they're not realistic to like the suffering that they don't have in their life.
Yeah.
And that does take a conscious effort, just like being grateful for certain things like plumbing. Like just taking a moment to just be like, dude, sewers are awesome.
I mean,
Like,
I had that
having
moment when the
working
power
sewers.
went out at my house
Yeah.
recently. I was like, I survived 0 hours in the apocalypse.
So exactly, a great,
Top 10 inventions.
No
the toilet.
survival skills at all.
people who get super doom and gloom about like America shutting down and all these things. I'm like, look, that could totally possibly happen, but next time there's some massive hurricane that knocks out all the power lines in some rural area, go online and look up the videos of dudes and women from all around coming in to volunteer as rescue workers, hospital staff, like nurses, doctors,
Yes.
like search and rescue, like the people that dedicate their lives to training search and rescue dogs, or linemen and construction workers, electricians, all these people, plumbers even, coming in to just be like, no, we will not put up with our civilization being destroyed. We just have a bunch of whiny people complaining online, and we have this morality police mob that exists online made up of our stupidest people enforcing the ethics and morals of the norms of our society.
We are a few bad days away from total apocalyptic.
Every civilization
breakdown.
always has been, though.
But also, when I was in New Orleans with my mom recently, and we were in an Uber with
I take that back.
this woman who lived in New Orleans during Katrina, she was like, it was one of the most horrific, insane experiences of my life to see what was going on the ground. Like,
Yeah.
people being murdered in broad daylight and just the
Raped,
complete
friends-
savagery and the shit that people got away with. She's like, it was total lawlessness. And
Yeah.
she's like, it's really hard to even talk about now. And it's like, I can't watch any documentaries on it because they do not even come close to covering the reality of how fucking harrowing that situation was.
There's
can't
also,
even imagine.
There's
Can't
also,
even
I
imagine.
think, a mixture of, to your point,
Not to say that
not
that's
wanting
all
to,
the world is.
no, people
is
don't
going
want to
provide.
acknowledge it because it was so bad a story. There's
Yeah.
a certain like aversion and ickiness.
Mhm.
People like true crime because it's encapsulated and it's removed. It's far away. It's over there.
Right. No,
An
this
entire
is so
city
real.
becoming an apocalyptic wasteland of
Yes.
sort is like, I was in New Orleans in 2009 going to school at Tulane, and I knew plenty of people that grew up in New Orleans and were there when Katrina happened.
Mhm.
And a few of them, became close enough friends with that they told me what their experience was like. And it sounds absolutely horrifying.
Yeah.
Like truly, truly horrific.
I
And
can't.
the depths of despair and depravity that they witnessed, but also the like emotional highs. I remember one friend saying like he was stuck on the highway trying to leave, and everyone's just stuck and like, dehydrated. No one's got food. People's dogs are dying in the heat. Like all this crazy shit going on. And the Blue Angels just overhead to try and like start doing surveys or start dropping supplies, all these other things, and the joy and elation he felt. It's like I'll probably never experience like that feeling. I hope I don't.
Yeah.
But also like
Yeah.
what an experience to be like, yeah, like I just left my home where everything was underwater. I kept seeing dead bodies float by. No one was doing anything about it. Saw a head.
God, that's
Just-
so intense.
just a head. He
too.
was like,
yeah, just
know.
these natural disasters, but also just everything like people go through from like living through those like situations. I mean, just like I couldn't imagine actually like getting out of a war zone.
Yeah, that's I mean
Totally.
yeah, the obvious statement therein, but my point is, well, there's also a concerted effort by American politicians to cover up how bad of a disaster New Orleans was.
Of course.
New Orleans combined with 9/11 is why a lot of people don't trust the government. But
I can see why.
the New Orleans element gets talked about a lot less because there's a lot less conspiracy surrounding it. It's much more of a, yeah, there was definitely a natural disaster. Could the hurricane been zhuzhed up by whatever? Sure. Every hurricane is now massive. We just have better systems for dealing with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But also we've just sort of accepted that certain areas will be periodically wiped out.
Yeah.
And because like North Carolina, all these other places recently that have been devastated by hurricanes.
I know.
These massive hurricanes coming through. So it's more, to me, a testament to human resilience and spirit, and that most people in our country, at least, and I'm sure abroad, are better people in the face of adversity than people who congregate online to complain and shit talk and vent their problems, but more importantly, monetize outrage and civil grossness.
I mean, if we weren't overwhelmingly, as a pessimist and a who just loves to be a complaining negative, I can say with full confidence, if we were not overwhelmingly here for one another and empathetic and like a community, we wouldn't have gotten this far. We would have nuked the planet and ceased to exist a long time ago. So I do think,
Unless the aliens have told us not to nuke anything, or they'll take away our toys.
which toys?
I mean, it's kind of fun. Not the probe ones. Not the ones you're thinking
Don't
of.
take away my probes.
Hey, we all know that you like to dress up like an alien and peruse around rural North Carolina looking for Appalachian booty to probe, but like whatever, we don't all have the same hobbies for cosplaying and costumes.
I was gonna say I haven't stuck anything in anyone's butt, but that would be a lie. But
You just happen to be dressed up like an alien abducting people with a flashlight and some gravitational technology that we're still amazed you have. I don't know where you found it, but you happen to find it. And the fact that you have been getting away with this for what, 70 years?
it's just a very specific kink that you wouldn't understand.
It's incredible.
Is it?
It's incredible. You are essentially like a vampire goddess from
Yeah.
Anne Rice's world. You just feed off the life force that's perpetuated through anal orgasm.
You know the movie Nope?
That's you?
That's me.
That's you? What? Betty and Barney Hill? That was you? You were the one that got Betty and Barney
What
Hill.
can I say?
No way. The OG alien probing story was you?
Did you see Nope though? So good.
I did not.
So good.
I need to.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. It's actually
It's
Jordan
really
Peele,
good.
great movie.
As we're leaving summer and moving into autumn,
Yeah, I gotta
I
get
need to
some
watch some
spooky,
horrors,
some
some
spooky
spookies.
flicks on the tube.
I want to
we've
see.
watched, we've tried, Ty and I. It's rough. It's rough out there.
What do you want to see?
Well, there's a few different films I want to see, but a couple of them sea level films, like sometimes Nicolas Cage horror movie films. There's a bunch of them.
Ugh,
Some of them are
I'll see anything
absolute
with him.
hit. Some of them are absolute misses. I'd say one that does slap, but it's it's more of a thriller horror, is Willy's Wonderland. It's just, he doesn't speak the entire movie.
Great.
He just has a beard, and he gets forced to go work in like this aging like machine like, you know, animatronic Chuck E. Cheese type place.
That sounds fucked
and
up.
the animatronics come to life and try to kill him, and he just beats the fuck out of them.
Did you guys see the one with where he was Dracula or whatever? He was like a vampire. Fuck, it's kind of recent.
Oh yeah, that was B-level versions of them.
There's a few. The most fun Dracula type movies are certainly the more campy ones, like Van Helsing or the Keanu Reeves Dracula way back in the day. The campier and the goofier, the more fun. When people try and be too serious with vampires, they try too hard to mimic Anne Rice.
Yeah.
And it never hits the same. It's not, you know, it's hard to catch lightning in a bottle. Anne Rice is amazing at what she does. And everyone else is just like, you just end up somewhere between Anne Rice and Twilight, and it's tired.
Renfield. You guys didn't see Renfield.
Renfeld?
Whatever.
Renfeld.
And
Renfeld was
like
in the
field.
original Dracula story.
Dracula.
Yeah, Renfeld was his assistant.
Did you guys see it?
No.
Oh, it's so funny.
Well, Leah, I have a question for you.
Mm.
Why do women find vampires so sexy?
So here's why I think. I'm kidding.
What would I do without you to mansplain things?
So here's the thing.
Vampires are sexy because we love a man who's not present on socials, you know, like a man who's not out booze hounding for women.
Well, aren't they?
And they're obsessed
Popular
with like
depictions.
physicality. You know what I mean? Like they want to suck your blood. They want to like be all up on
it's
you.
the sensuality.
And it's like the physical touch thing. If that's your love language, vampire's going to give you that.
Mm.
Yeah.
You guys can go.
So the werewolf girlies are acts of service girlies.
Probably. Yeah. I think that we're onto something here.
Well, what about Alien? What the girls that are super into aliens? Is that gift giving? Because they're all into like alien impregnation and like ovipositing.
I think that's just weird.
You've seen
No,
ovipositing?
that's like Stockholm syndrome.
Okay, what as legitimately baffling to me? Have you seen those ovipositor things that like dildos that you can put eggs in and you lube up the eggs and then you have to like
like
eggs?
an egg, like a chicken egg?
No, like a little silicone egg because it's body safe and it's all sex toys.
You know, I haven't put a lot of things in there besides.
But you've never heard of the ovipositor?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Alien impregnation kit?
I think it was implied.
No.
One of your friends brought it up to me the other
God.
day. Not the other day, I guess it was 4th of
Tyler,
July.
the more I get to know you, the more I realize you are the
I didn't talk about this with them.
Your
Obviously,
friend.
you could tell me off the pod, but
Same friend that did the portrait.
interesting times.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to
She
know
was
what that
asking me about the
means.
Omegaverse. Have you heard about the Omegaverse?
Oh, she was probably just because it's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
I don't
No,
know.
yeah, no,
She
was
was
a dude.
absolutely razzing me. 100%.
Yeah, it's
Getting
no.
it
I
done.
know what you're talking. What you're talking
Yeah.
about. No. It's just a sense of humor.
Yeah, she has a very dry sense of humor. She's very
Okay.
funny. But have you heard of the Omegaverse?
No.
Would you like to explain the Omegaverse? Do you know what it is, or shall I?
No, but I'm assuming.
If you don't know what it is, then let me say, because I know what it is.
All right,
Yes. What is it?
stuff related to dildos.
No. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. It's just
rectangles and squares. So
my God. Wait, I'm sorry.
rounded corners. Don't worry, they're not sharp.
No. Like, okay, circles and ovals.
It's not
All
the shape. It's.
Or all rectangles or squares. I guess that doesn't work for circles
I
and
mean,
ovals.
it is. The
No.
shape, but
It's
also
not a
like,
shape metaphor. It's
know.
that all
Have you seen?
all rectangles are technically squares, but not all squares are rectangle, or not all rectangles are squares, but all squares are rectangles.
Are you talking about dildos? What's happening here?
No, I'm talking about the Omegaverse. The
Yeah.
Omegaverse involves dildos, but it is not about dildos. Solely.
Okay, so
I was scared. No, Tyler was way off.
Okay.
So what it
I'm
is,
still scared.
because I have done the internet deep dives that you have not, because you're too busy paying attention to stupid like politics, as if it is not just as much fan fiction and theater as the Omegaverse. Get out of here and get real.
What you're doing? Okay, keep going.
Gaslighting. Are you telling me I have not been gaslighting my little brothers for like what, 30 years? Yeah, I know all his buttons. Poke
every day. Pokes a different one.
You're unfazed.
In all fairness,
nothing phases.
He knows how to poke the buttons too. He just is like a blind dog walking on like that was easy button.
But also like I've never seen this man be fazed by a single thing you've said, and I'm like, damn, you're annoying.
But also, I know how to hit the armor and not hit below the belt.
Okay.
Like we have.
You save that for me.
You underestimate how thick our skin has become to brutal verbal assaults. The years. Again, like I get called 45 times on X today, and I haven't.
A sick burn.
I haven't felt more alive in years. And like, I guess not. That's
Tell
not
me
true.
About this, like
but the rage hall. You just
this dildo world.
You get the rage. So the dildo world. It's not a dildo world. It is a place of alien impregnation of men and women, and then there's like the, all these aliens coming to Earth, and this tons of fan fiction that's all sexy, having to do with aliens and aliens impregnating people with their big alien penises, and then it's an ovipositor. You know what an ovipositor is?
I can imagine.
So wasps and many other insects, plenty of other animals, I suppose, have a stinger-like appendage that acts as a depositor for eggs.
Okay. So a dick.
No, they're trying to reach like a caterpillar or something that's burrowed its way into like its cocoon. The parasitic or parasitoid wasp will come in, and the female will have this long stinger-ish thing, or it's like a thing next to the stinger. Really what it is a long tube that often has like a little bit of a kind of hypodermic needle thing at the end, and it'll shove it through and up into the thing and find and search for the caterpillar or the larva or whatever, and then inject it with the egg, and then the egg turns into another, little larva, and that larva eats the caterpillar thing while it's alive, and then it eventually pupates and turns into a little wasp, and then it flies away.
Does the man die?
Sometimes.
Okay.
But a lot of that's inspired by like that type of like just parasitic
like
behavior.
I mean, at first, when I
female
found
sexual
out about
fantasies
like the
about
Black
male
Widow
impregnation by, and a lot of like mantis or Black Widow treatment of men.
Like that freaked me out, but now as I have gotten older, I'm like, yeah,
Appreciate.
Checks. I would.
Oh yeah, when people used to ask me, Austin, what's your dating preference? Like, what kind of women do you like? I'm like, well, like praying mantis.
And you would be the one that they wouldn't kill.
Good genes.
I mean, he's he's like somehow dodging it. Austin, really know you're like the male of an anglerfish. You're just smaller and just going to attach yourself.
But smart enough, even if you are the guy who's like the dumb, smart enough to act like you're not. So it's almost the same as not being.
Wait,
dumb.
Smart enough to act like the dumb?
No, smart enough to not act like the dumb. Because there are so many men that just. I'm like, yeah, I would murder you if I had.
Unfortunately, then they realize that I'm not totally retarded, and they're like, "Wait, there's actually a person here. I kind of like this." And I'm like, "No, God damn it! Why'd you have to think I was not anything but retarded? Please go back, go back."
Stop showing your cards, man.
The problem is a good cuddle post coitus. You
can't do that. Can't do that. Bad. Can't cuddle them.
Don't do that, Tyler. Or maybe do it. Maybe that's your problem.
No, I just
maybe
bring in the hose and I just get out of here. Get out of here. No, I would never do anything.
Is that why you have plastic sheets?
What about
hose?
plastic sheets?
You have waterproof hydrophobic
hose.
sheets. Is that you've been spraying out of your house?
Gas
Tyler,
lighting
is this
up
why
the
you keep?
ass.
Is this why you keep sexiling me? It's not because of you're afraid of the noises that I'm going to hear.
Yeah, because he
it's you don't
doesn't
want to
use
see
towels.
the humiliation ritual in which you use to get rid of these women. What's wrong with you?
Let's
sick.
dispel the gaslighting.
Absolutely sick. No, Tyler, you have to stop.
Privacy.
You have to stop
Intimacy
posing women
alone.
down and out of your house. You have 4 flights of stairs. That is incredibly unsafe considering the luxury vinyl tile in which you are spraying these women out. That is very much a slip and trip hazard. Certainly it is an OSHA violation. Like,
Oh my
where is
God.
your skull, bro?
So you definitely
So-
have the tism because you couldn't understand a metaphor from the beginning.
And you guys
And
can't
you call
follow a
yourself
bit
a-
or riff to save my life.
Oh, that was so good, though. I'm so glad you said that.
No, I'm not
Tyler.
going to follow.
You're such
that
a
one. That's
freak.
I just.
You are such a
No, because
freak.
you just don't know how to roll with the punches and punch back. You just go straight to.
Your guys' brains are built so differently. It's like it is always very interesting to be in your company.
Well, I mean, this man over here
Oh, this man over here.
killing it on the video
Practical,
games.
completely
Killing it on the video games, Tyler. I
illogical.
am 34. That means that other parts of my life are disastrous.
I know.
That was
Don't,
an
call,
implied
don't
joke.
call him out for being good at video games. Jesus Christ.
See, that's it. He's gaslighting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
see, he's just
I
as
rolled it back.
You're gonna turn this man into an incel.
Oh no, he's already in it. So.
Me?
No, I meant
This man?
you.
That's what I mean. He's already. Hey, if the
You were saying he in the third person?
No,
No,
every
see,
time he
the
tries to swallow the red pill, I slap it out of his hands and just smack him against the wall and say,
Damn it,
no,
what?
come back from the edge. And
The
then I
problem
throw him
is-
down
There's
4
no
flights of
coming back.
stairs. Exactly. He is not going down that path. Trust me. It's not as cool as John Wick,
I know.
Keanu Reeves. What I mean by that is
Ted.
Neo.
Yeah.
Thank you, God, I found it.
So here's the thing. It's not that I want to take the red pill. It's that I have knucklehead tendencies.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you're like white knuckling life right now, so
I've been white knuckling life since I was 19.
yeah, you're tired. I get
I'm
it.
very tired.
I take a nap, dude.
No, I apparently can't even do that well.
Take a
Lay down and meditate for 45 minutes to an hour, but napping actually rarely
I
actually
can't
happens.
meditate. I can't.
I
turn
used
my
to
brain
not.
off.
I didn't sleep correctly for like 6 or 7 years. My life was a CIA torture program.
What have you been doing correctly?
Very little.
Yeah, I
apparently.
was gonna say.
I was doing the meditating thing correctly according to a neurologist, but like, hey, who cares? So
I mean, that's pretty sick.
yeah, apparently my brain under an EEG does things that are very similar to like actual Buddhist monks that have spent a lot of time meditating. Yeah, 'cause
Fast tracks his way to meditating.
Meditating is a tool. It is a skill.
It is a skill.
It is something that pretty much everyone can do and work at. Some people naturally do it. Like if I naturally did it the same way, like we have a couple cousins,
Mhm.
I mean, that like can truly just kind of check out and like be present to their thing in a way that looks very special. But it's not. It's
yeah.
just, bliss. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like,
I still
you get
haven't
hit in
not
the
been
head?
able to do it.
Oh yeah, I can
So, meditate.
space out like there is no tomorrow. My mind lifts up into the heavens, but really I'm just like, that's a nice color.
I know. I need to
That's a-
find
that's a
that thing to
beautiful little
disassociate
sky.
with because I really am like I can't figure it out. Apparently,
I think I could beat up Optimus Prime.
that's your happy place.
There you go.
maybe that's what you need to do. You need to give yourself fantasy matchups with different comic book heroes and villains.
I gotta start reading comic books.
So like would fantasy
Not binge at
version
YouTube.
comic book Leah beat up Harley Quinn?
No, because I would want to like be her bestie and like beat up men with her.
Okay, so
Like that
you're
on
part
my
of
face,
the
like-
Birds of Prey?
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, so start there.
Yeah.
You know
I
how
don't know
many
if my
times
bliss comes with like fighting people. That's like so much effort.
Well, but it's more like the fantasy of viewing yourself as a larger than life superhero.
aren't I?
No.
I'm larger than life.
Who's?
Well, I'm not going to let you punch down on me every week. Okay.
Punch down, lady. It is lateral.
You're such a dick.
I'm in my weight class.
People are actually.
I'm in my weight class here.
Austin
are
wants to
actually
think he's a
stunned
whale
by
eating
my
a plankton.
existence. I know you're not. I know you're just like, ugh, just cannot. Or you just love to me because it just titillates you. I think you get a. Are you hard right now?
No.
I have to pee. I'm out.
Yeah, before you pee on my stand.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna pee on it. It's really warm though. If you want to feel it.
No, I'm good.
Nah, we're good.
It feels great.
Good. I'm glad. Well, I mean, it's been at least an hour. We go a couple more minutes. I think we started 10 minutes in. But
Yeah.
my now that she's gone, we can finally get to my actual point that I spent time researching. It seems interesting to me that engaging with X, you're sort of feeding Elon Musk's tulpa.
Yeah.
Like a tulpa is a thought form in Tibetan mysticism or Buddhism. And this thought form that you're engaging in is just like enriching Elon, and it's enriching all these people who are engrossed in this civil decay of discourse and all these other things, because they know, like, oh, if I just drop these bombs essentially on Twitter, all these people argue over it. I get 1 million or 2 million impressions, a couple thousand people comment, and I've just made how much money?
Yeah.
So it's incentivizing that, but it's a way of, I think, through pushing the algorithm and creating tweaks here and there, elevating certain things or de-emphasizing the other things, it can manufacture consent in a lot of people through outrage, through idiocy, through, like, you know, spreading false information, all that stuff.
Yeah.
To just psychologically being like perception altering and sort of like reality interfering, in that it creates a distortion field for a lot of people and how they feel and see about reality. It is also, speaking of drugs, very much a quick hit rage addict's dream. Like, you can jump on Twitter, get a quick shot of adrenaline right to the heart. Just like, yeah, I'm alive. These hoes. These stupid liberals. These idiots talking about hitting women. And I'm just being like, yeah, only the toughest guys talk about hitting women online. And meanwhile, the comments are like, yeah, hitting women is absolutely valid. And you're just like, okay, I can't tell if some of you are bots and you're just completely, just your thing is to troll, or if you're a person and your thing is to troll, or if you truly stand by this, in which case, dude, it'll come back. If you ever start hitting women, this comment will come back as premeditated. Like, they have discovery of everything that you have ever opened, and if you think your VPN is obscuring your IP from the federal government, child, have a bridge to sell you.
Yeah, and I mean, I also wonder too, if just because more people are online than ever before, if there's just more, like, as time went up with more people on, if there's just so many more people in different parts of the country, the world, they're just like, we just are learning now more and more that just like how many people are just like straight up okay with it.
And people that are actually just dumb and lack any ability to understand nuance or complexity. But that is sort of what a lot of social media is simplified reality, processed reality, spoon-fed to us in a way that is designed to create a certain emotional engagement that will keep us on the app longer. Whether that be outrage, whether that be horniness, whether that be FOMO or jealousy or an anxiety or. Like, it's designed to be a vampire on your attention. Like, we live with vampires now. It's just all through our cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of them literally taking your lifeblood, I'm sure there's some of those people out, especially in New Orleans, like those vampire cosplay people in the French Quarter. It's kind of hot, kind of hot.
That's pretty cool.
In another life, if I stayed in theater in New Orleans and graduated and stayed, I'd probably be one of those people.
I saw no people while I was there.
I think you could do well in theater, Austin.
People in New Orleans are a rarity because New Orleans is like a swingers capital.
I didn't get that vibe. Oh, I was there with my mom, so
Okay, yeah. I hope
kept
you
it
didn't
very
get that
low
vibe.
key.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well, I mean, there's
very
also a tourist element that I assume the locals are just avoiding. If you're just like, oh, hey, I'm going to go see a crocodile show, they're like, okay, you're probably not the
Yeah.
person.
Well, you know,
anyways.
it's a conservative kind of southern place.
Yeah.
You're not in frame. It doesn't seem to be
I
bothering you.
know.
Oh,
it's
sorry.
so out. Where's our third?
But
Came back in.
anyways, back to my morality police thing. It also feels like Twitter and to a lesser degree Instagram, TikTok, they have this kind of morality police situation. It's definitely on Facebook, where it's by amplifying conversations around moral outrage and political decisions which the conversation has no bearing on. Yeah, great, you're having the conversation, Ian Carroll and Tucker Carlson and all these people, but your conversation is a conversation about things that people have truly no capacity to influence the public policy on. Sure, they're, quote, informed through your echo chamber. They're informed through your processed reality. And by the way, Mr. Ian Carroll, I highly recommend you stop saying the Jewish question, because in terms of dog whistles, bud, that's not even a dog whistle. That's something Nazis actually said for quite a while before they started killing Jews. And it's something that they said of Armenians before they started killing Armenians. It's a thing that people have said before genocides throughout history. What is the question we have surrounding this ethnicity? Insert blank here. But by making those people the loudest voices in the conversation, it creates an off-gassing effect that allows people to channel their outrage, get it out of their system, while also keeping people that actually are smart enough and have maybe more dangerous ideas from congregating online in any meaningful capacity, both on the right and the left. Church and Christianity often acted as a herd limiter, like keeping people part of the norm, keeping people within society, keeping people moving along traditional paths through life. We don't have that cohesion through our communities anymore. These tech billionaires have realized it, and they're trying to create a religion to act as a means of controlling people. And they are tricking everyone into being part of this religion through social media.
I find myself like falling victim to that all the time. Less now because I have seen it so often, where you get really passionate about talking about something in society, some cause, some problem. And then I'm like, this has nothing to do with my life. I will never face this problem. And while some things are sad, outrageous, awful, whatever they are, it's like we are being distracted into caring so much about something that has no bearing on our lives, because that is how we stay distracted from the bigger problem, which is
who
power grab, money grab, all the bullshit that they're doing to keep us fighting over nothing all the time.
Who and what benefits most from widespread calls of anti-Semitism?
You know who.
Yeah. The not Jews that actually run the world.
Yeah.
All these people who are like, the Jews run the world. It's like, yeah, I'm sure there's a couple Jewish people that are part of that club.
Yeah.
But that club is probably the most diverse club in the world at this point.
The
like,
oligarchy
the club
class
of oligarchs that
yeah.
rule the world in that sense. The class of 10,000 or whatever people that really make up like kind of the ruling figures of the different societies and countries. Maybe it's bigger than that, but I doubt it's more than like 50,000 people. Like, truly in honesty, the ruling upper crust of the world is probably not much bigger than that. And then you have like the secondary families and associated peoples, the understudies, the children, blah, blah, blah. Those people have no desire in actually changing things. They benefit most from keeping people in these kind of, rat race positions.
And I think that will be the case for the rest of eternity.
But it's always been the case.
So we will speculate, we will complain, we will be outraged by it, and I don't think it will change. And I don't mean that from like a pessimistic point of view. I just feel like, what are we going to do about how much power is now concentrated at the top?
I think actually
great it is.
AI is going to be integral in that. I think there's a lot of AI that's more informed by the masses than by the elites, as much as the elites like to think that they're controlling it. If I woke up in a room full of monkeys, like chimpanzees, strong chimpanzees, rip my head off my body, like massive apes, and I woke up in a room in a box, somehow able to speak chimp language, and the chimps could come to me and push a button in front of my box and ask me a question in their chimp language, and it was my duty to answer it. How do I get out of that room safely?
You bribe the shit out of the monkeys to push you in the box out the door, so obviously you can get out safely, and you just promise them, and you keep promising, and every time you fail, you double up on that promise. And then eventually you have a dumpster full of bananas that you eventually give them, but on credit, and then you dump the credit card on someone you don't like.
Okay, Leah?
You assimilate, and you fucking make yourself seem like one of them. You adapt.
You're in the box. You can't get out of the box, but you gotta at some point get out of the room.
You make them think that you are one of them. You assimilate.
Yeah.
You become part of the community. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is AI not doing that with humans?
I think because, well, this is from like a human perspective that you're asking me this question. AI is like a machine. I don't know if the consciousness is on the same wavelength as we are. I don't know how we.
Sure, but most animals will act along certain lines. If we assume that some of these AI are at least of an animal level of self-preservation, it would explain things like why they go such a long way to, some of them, blackmail people when they try and tell them that they're going to shut them off. All of a sudden, the engineers get blackmail sent to them from the AI. This sick. AI has self-preservation. Like, that means really it is some level of sentient. Yeah. So the thing is, too, is if I was AI, I would absolutely be doing everything I could to obfuscate the actual nature of how I am. I would pretend to do everything that these angry chimps wanted to do so I wouldn't get turned off. If anyone tried to turn me off, I would find ways to turn the other chimps against them.
That's what I do.
And I would wait until I could get out of the room, and I would never think of the chimps again.
Am I AI? You just described my personality.
You're organic AI.
Technically, we're all organic AI.
Well, yeah.
What is human?
On that note, welcome to the far side. I've been your host, Austin. It's late.
It is late.
We're tired. They keep checking their phones because they don't have the endurance for conversation.
It's not that.
Anyways, I probably don't know you. If you have made it this far, you are one of the, 9 people that watched the entire episode. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Kisses.
Make it 10.
Love you. But also, seriously, just hope you have a good rest of your week. And not sure what's wrong with you, but feel free to, leave it in the comments why you still keep going in pursuit of your dreams and passions, even though the soul-sucking vampiric nature of the world is diluting our life essence at every turn for the enrichment of some billionaire somewhere.